Hello everyone, it's the Venom Xenomorph and welcome to the first episode of the Xeno Chronicles for Anthem. What I'm going to jump straight into is talking about the game. In case if you're blind and didn't see the the thumbnail of this, I'm going to be going over how the game has evolved between the VIP demo and the recent demo, and how we have more of a story leading into the end game for Anthem when it's out. So basically, what I'm going to start with the game, it is much more polished. Like the AI, the graphics are more polished. They're not perfect. They could still be like a little fixed, just a little. It's not bad, but it's very beautiful compared to most other games. The graphics are still amazing. Some of the buildings are improved in a way. There's more in Fort Tarsus to explore now. The vanity shop is still closed, but the vanity items that you're allowed to buy in the forge are still available. And what I've learned is that the forge has been updated. So instead of you having to wait forever and unlock one javelin and only be able to use the javelin you chose, for example, I chose the Storm, and I could only use that one during the VIP demo other than the Ranger. In the open demo, you're able to pick any javelin you want, which is awesome. It's absolutely cool. You're able to pick which javelin you want to go with. I think I'm going to still stick with the Storm. The Storm is just, it's got that special place in my heart. But the other javelins, I have been practicing a bit, so I will be able to know which mission I need to use for which javelin. Otherwise, there hasn't been much that has changed to the game. There are certain buildings, and this is a very, very cool touch. In Fort Tarsus, there are various buildings that have construction work in front of the doors. This is genius because it gives you that feel that, like, when the game comes out, there won't be construction in front of that door anymore. You can just walk in that room. It is very cool. The developers are doing the absolute right thing with this. What I just realized as I'm overlaying my audio onto this, there's a loading bar on the top of the loading screen. So if you're still thinking that you have an eternal loading screen, you don't. That loading bar helps. Awesome. That saves a lot of ranting about an eternal loading screen issue. I was about to rant on saying they had fixed it and everything, and they did. Obviously, if they added a loading bar. But I like the loading bar. It's very safe and comforting knowing that your eternal loading... And if it happens, if you do have an eternal loading screen, the loading bar will just freeze. Like, it'll show that you have an eternal loading screen. If it's still going, it's still going. Be patient. A game this gorgeous needs time to load in and everything. It's just a respectful quality. Okay. Enough about me ranting about that. Now we gotta rant about something much, much more important. The Dominion and the Monitor. Now the Dominion is mainly like, other than the Scars, and the Scars are, I don't know how to feel about the Scars. They're an okay kind of mob, I guess. They're not the main enemy of Anthem. They just happen to be like part of this war and are just very into this clash. But the Dominion is the main enemy. This is like, they are the Empire from Star Wars, or the Red Legion from Destiny, or the Grineer, I think is the best example from Warframe. The Dominion are an imperialist society from the north that plans on taking the power of the Anthem and using it for their own destructive means, in terms of expanding their empire to take dominion over the enemies of them. Like, anybody that's against them, they have to deal with the power of the Anthem. Now, it's time to talk about this guy right here.
But with the power of the Anthem at my fingertips, I will end all this suffering.
So this is the Monitor. It sounds like a weird name. If I talk about a monitor most of the time, I usually talk about like my computer monitor or something like that, like some sort of screen. But this is the Monitor. He is a general of the Dominion who believes he has found a way to control the power of the Anthem of Creation. And in case if you don't know, the Anthem of the if I could speak today, the Anthem of Creation is the ability to create and like morph and design at will the power of a god, per se, with lack of a better term. In fact, that's part of the story, is that the Shapers, which the Shapers are supposedly the gods, who abandoned this planet, harness this energy and were able to create the planet itself from it. Now, they did not leave any way for anybody to use this behind. Like, they didn't leave any instruction manuals behind, but they did leave some relics, which are kind of like toolkits per se. Whoever controls the relic controls all the relics per se, controls the Anthem. The significance of this between this and the Monitor is the Monitor's goal is to take the Anthem of Creation's power and use it for the benefit of the Dominion. This is very interesting because this is far, far greater of a story than I think anybody could have expected for Anthem. Especially like with the last game of the EA series being anything similar to this, being Mass Effect Andromeda. Sorry, I kind of threw up a little bit right there. The Mass Effect Andromeda, let's face it, was a total disaster. But the story for Anthem seems to be making this game have a bit of a comeback. A lot of people are going crazy over this new story and the details that are coming out on it. But the Monitor is not alone leading the Dominion. The Dominion seems to have a ranking system, and the Dominion clearly has their own supply of javelins. Like, not just the Monitors, but several of the soldiers seem to have their own javelins. And walkers and that kind of stuff. Similar to the power of Fort Tarsis and your squad. Now, the issue that the Dominion poses really is the sheer power of the Monitor. The Monitor seems to be looking like a sort of Darth Vader, Thanos-esque hybrid. And with his goals in his head, I'd say he's closer to Thanos-ish character. He is frightening, intimidating. He is super powerful. With the way that his gauntlet can charge up like that, it worries me, because it means that he's more powerful than just a javelin. He's not a ranger. This looks like a storm javelin. Now, this is a little far-fetched of a theory, because the storm javelins were designed, as far as I know of, I could be completely wrong on this, so please rip, I'm going to allow you to rip on me if I'm wrong. But the storm javelins, I think, were the ones who were designed at Fort Tarsis. The storm and the interceptor. Because the original fight with the Dominion to try and gain power over the Anthem was a victory for the Dominion. I guess it was a stalemate, because it was a victory for the Dominion. They were able to defeat the city, which was called the Freeland or something like that. The Free something. They were able to defeat that city, but they weren't able to claim the Anthem of Creation as their own, unfortunately, because of the fact that the Anthem could not be controlled other than by the Shapers. Now, this is terrifyingly intimidating that he seems to believe that he has a way to control the Anthem, because if all the other attempts have failed before, This attempt will not, it looks like. Like, the way, from all that we've seen so far in terms of Anthem and in terms of the Monitor's goals here, he has been very, very focused, very, very straightforward in thinking about what he's going to do, how he's going to do it, when he's going to do it, and it seems like he is not going to give up. I think that's how this game is going to keep its service running. They did mention in an interview between, like, I think it's Game Informer. Yeah, an interview between Game Informer and one of the writers of Anthem. They did 123 rapid-fire questions. And one of the questions was, will there be a second Anthem? And they said that this was going to be a long streaming service, so maybe just the one. This character, the Monitor and the Dominion, are perfect for keeping this game a long, striving, like, thriving game because of the fact that the Dominion, if they're relentless enough, like, the thing that I hate the most, and this is just me, is keeping an enemy around when the main bad guy is dead. Like, Star Wars is the only exception because it's a different order. Instead of it being the Empire, it is the First Order. It's a completely different group. Same principles, different group. But but it's like continuing the Empire even though Emperor Palpatine is dead. Like, it makes no sense. There's no reason for them to do that. General Collis, I think his name is I played Destiny 2. I know the name. Dominus Gall, that's it. Dominus Gall. Dominus Gall was able to, like, control the power of the Traveler, basically control all the abilities of all of the what they're called, Guardians. The issue is he dies, and guess what? The Red Legion is still there. It's like Dominus Gall. They even said during a cinematic that the leaders were assassinated, and that Dominus Gall is the only one left to lead the charge. Well, if he's dead, there's nothing to lead the charge. Why is the Red Legion still fighting? So if they try to do that with the Monitor here, that's going to be extremely annoying. That's going to be another villain plot hole, and that's going to be super annoying. So they have to keep the Monitor alive, or they could at least say that the Monitor was not the one in charge. Like, if they do decide to kill him off, they have to at least try and save it by saying that the Monitor was just a general. There was nothing like, or a commander. There was no true significance to him. There's somebody higher than him. And that's a good way to keep the story going. But I am in love with how the Monitor is right now. The character itself, the development of the character is glorious. It looks like something straight out of comic book. Like, not out of Marvel, not out of Star Wars, but out of its own comic book. It seems extremely original. The Monitor seems super original. It does take some, like, as I was mentioning, how it's like similar to Darth Vader and similar to Thanos. I mean similar as in the vibes that I'm getting off of him are very close. The ideas for the Monitor are extremely original, and I love it. But the Monitor seems like he's sort of he's the leader of the Dominion currently, but he still takes orders. I doubt that they're gonna have him take the route similar to the Dominus Gall route, where he's like, I'm gonna lead the charge, but I'm gonna listen to what you say. Nah, never mind. I'm gonna murder you, and I'm gonna take all the power for myself. No, I believe that the Monitor is gonna be able to take control of whatever he wants, with, like, no exception, while also still being able to follow the power rules if there is someone above him. Now, the thing that I feel concerned about for the Monitor is his alliances. For example, this thing in the back. This thing in the back is called a Fury. And what it is, basically, is a misshapen kind of, like, they were trying to create something with the Anthem creation, and they made these on accident. It's like a total messed up byproduct. That's exactly what it is. And these things are terrifyingly aggressive. In their original, like in their siege for the Freeland base to try and steal a relic and gain power over the Anthem of Creation, one Fury like slaughtered an entire army of Sentinels, and Sentinels are even higher in power than the Javelins and the Freelancers, which is very scary, because the Furies could probably knock us out in one blow if we got too close to them. And the Monitor is just controlling these things like they're dogs. Like, it's very intimidating. It's very scary too, because it means that there is no stopping the Monitor if he gains power over the Anthem. Now, the last thing I think I need to talk about in terms of Anthem, in terms of anything, is like, I'm gonna finish up with the Monitor and say that the Monitor seems to be one of the most original video game villains so far. Like if you're talking like enemies in Mortal Kombat or something like that, the villains get more and more original over time. But like, let's say the original Mortal Kombat to Mortal Kombat 2, the villains did not like edit themselves at all. They seem pretty much the same. Another example being Destiny. It's, instead of it being the Fallen in Destiny 1, it was the Red Legion in Destiny 2, but it was still the same sort of plot. They want the light from the Traveler. Like, games love to copy. Anthem does not seem to be copying as much as they are borrowing. They're taking ideas and they're working with them to make them their own. And not in a copyright way where it's like, I'm gonna steal it, but they're taking it, they're redesigning it to be their own. They're making their own version, and I love that. I love that principle. The thing I'm worried about is that Anthem might get in a little bit of trouble. The gameplay and the villains and stuff, they all seem, like I keep saying, super similar to other characters. And they could get in trouble. I wouldn't say they'd get sued, and I also wouldn't say that the game would be over. But what I would say is that the game is in a little bit of hot water. Hopefully that hot water turns nice and cool, and the game turns out a blaring success, because so far it's been a beautiful game. But I'm just gonna continue. I'm just gonna finish off here. Me and my friend Carnage Predator are going to be doing some Anthem gameplay pretty quick here. We're going to be having loads of fun doing that. The Anthem open demo weekend is currently going on right now. The servers shut down 7 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time-ish, and on Sunday. And according to a tweet, there's a little surprise for those of us who stick around towards when the servers shut down. So make sure that you're in-game around the end of the open demo to see this surprise that the devs have for us. But yeah, hopefully you guys liked it. Leave a like, subscribe if you do. This is just the beginning of the Xeno Chronicles. The Xeno Chronicles, like, this is kind of an episode 0, I could say, like a 0.1, because I don't know how many more of these episode 0s I'll do. But, like, it's a 0.1. If we have any more, like, awesome episodes, more, like, in-game awesome gameplay, then it'll start the series. More likely, the game will be out by then, and we can continue the story missions to reveal what exactly the Dominion is up to with the Anthem of Creation and what the Monitor poses as a threat to us. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Of course, subscribe to my personal channel, the Venom Xenomorph, and subscribe to my friend's channel, the Carnage Predator. Yeah, have a good one, guys. Bye-bye! Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe for more awesome content.